I was gonna take a little quick tour of the garden. We have had rain. It was supposed to rain today too, but it hasn't, so thank goodness. I think it was, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch last night, 3/4 of an inch yesterday, an inch earlier in this week. We're definitely out of the drought from last year. So the potatoes are looking mighty fine. A few weeds that gotta get pulled there, and the tomatoes. So the San Marzanos are looking all right. And then on this side I have Brandywine. They're a little harder to find in the weeds. They're doing better. They were looking real sad when I put them in. But they are coming along. I have to weed that up. I still have plans to put some flowers along here. I was going to do it all along that side too, but I'm thinking I might be out of room over there, so maybe I'll just do this row and some in these empty holes. And the watermelons, I don't remember what kind this is. I think this is the yellow. Looks like 1, 2, and 2 small ones. And a couple, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, just 3 of the, I don't know which ones those are. Yes, I do. Those are, oh, I lost it. They're small, sugar baby. That's what those are. And then this row was supposed to be 3 sun and moon, or moon and stars. But it looks like only 1 came up. And then these are Minnesota midget. Everything but 1. Looking all right. And the sunflowers I left. Not quite as tall as I am yet. And for some reason, all of the volunteer cilantro. Got some velvet leaf to pull out of here. And my rainbow gem corn, or wait, is that what they're called? Glass gem, that's the word. Jeez, it's Friday, it's been a long week. The raspberries are looking good. It's gonna be, we're gonna have a few once they turn. I actually got a couple of the golden raspberries off the middle there already. The lettuce is now starting to go to seed. I should probably cut most of this back. Same with the sorrel. The pole beans are starting to climb, so that's cool. Zucchinis are getting big, and then I have peppers. I think these are all jalapeno. They're not giant, but that one's doing pretty good. They're coming along, it's fine. This was supposed to be bush beans. Those are not bush beans. I believe there's one. There he is. This is all volunteer borage from last year. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about it. Maybe just leave it, because why the heck not? Got some volunteer dill in there, and then over here I've got cucumbers and whatever this is, some sort of volunteer squash. More dill back here. More weeds. Those are starting to fill out pretty good. Probably way too many. I should have thinned those. And the snap peas are looking good. I'll need to pick a bunch. And the herbs, most of these are perennial. Looks like these guys have taken a tumble here. Get some string to tie them up. And another volunteer dill, and my basil, or oregano, right? Oregano? Yeah, came back from last year, and then thyme came back from last year. Some marigolds came back. Another marigold over here. It's got a flower on it already. And then rosemary that I planted from seed this year inside. It's very tiny. There's actually a couple. And these big onions were, they were just ones that went to, started sprouting over the winter. So they're second year ones. So I just picked these as fresh to use. And then I have some ones from seed, carrots, more snap peas, a couple volunteer tomatoes, another volunteer squash of some variety, and my radishes. I guess I should have picked these. I don't know that they're supposed to be quite that big. I'm just going to make some radish dip, so I need to pick those and plant some new ones. This bed is pretty open, so I'll do some more radishes in there. What else? The flowers, the morning glories are looking good. The rutabaga is taking over the world, which is very sad, but I guess it's something. There's a few other things in there doing okay, but someday I'll get a hold of what's going on here. Oh, my volunteer hollyhock situation here, growing outside of the bed, but it's the black ones, which is pretty exciting that the volunteers ended up being the black ones. They're usually I planted the black ones and then the next year they didn't come back, or just pink ones came back, so I'm surprised that they ended up coming out here. And I've got kind of a sad little basket here for the fair. Hopefully that'll fill in a little bit. I got a few weeks. These guys, also hoping they'll fill in. Just, I don't know exactly where I'm going to put them, but some volunteer spider flowers that I left in there. And then Violet's bed. I had some extra petunias I threw in. I dug up this bachelor button. He doesn't really want to stand up, so hopefully. And then we planted a whole bunch of zinnias in here, so we'll see if they happen to grow. And a lamb's ear that we moved over, and all of her little doodads. It's a very sad strawberry situation this year. The crowns I put in have done nothing. The strawberries from last year, I believe only one of them came back. I put in some new plants. They're looking very sad. So I don't know what the deal is. The strawberry tower is not winning. And the garlic and pumpkin patch. This one I just weeded yesterday, so it's hard to tell, but it's not too bad. I've got a few pumpkins. I was going to start replanting some of these, but it just keeps raining, so I haven't had any ambitions to get out here. But some of them are doing just fine, so that is good. And then this guy over here definitely needs to be weeded, but I have got all sorts of random things that I can't remember. There's the loofahs, which were looking real sad, but they're coming back. There should be birdhouse gourds in here. There are yard-long beans. I believe I also planted a few more spinning gourds. I don't know if I planted anything else in here, but it's hard to tell with all the weeds, but some of the stuff is starting to do okay, so hopefully should be about the same on the other side there. And hopefully they'll start climbing here, because it looks sad without stuff climbing up on it. I got a few more scapes to pick that weren't there the other day, and more sunflowers to dig out of here. Oh man, the sunflowers. This would have been awesome, full of sunflowers, but it gets in the way of the garlic and everything else, so I pulled them out this year. And my perennial beds from last year seem to have done okay. I don't know if it's partially due to me shaking all the seeds around or if these were already planning on coming up this year, but got a lot of calendula, spider flowers over here, bachelor buttons, hollyhocks. What else? Coreopsis over there. Looks like there's going to be some cosmos, and I don't know if this is either the Joseph's Coat amaranth or else it's swamp. I don't know. Who knows? Some sort of weed. Can't remember. We'll find out. It's still in the amaranth family, but not nice and red like the ones that were planted. Same over here, only this guy's a little taller. And this one also has blanket flower. And a lot more bachelor buttons. I didn't think there were that many in here last year, but this sure spread. And some baby's breath from last year. So a lot of like not actual perennials, but just things that have decided that they were going to reseed, which I'll take. Because with this much packed in here, I don't really have to do a lot of weeding. And then here's a duplicate of the other side, garlic and pumpkins. So now I'm going to have to start my annual, make sure there's no squash vine borer eggs on anything. I think we're still pretty early and also super rainy, so I think we're okay for a little while longer. So I got a ton of escapes to deal with over here too. But I think that's about all we have going this year. It's all right. Still pretty weedy, but we'll get a maybe get a handle on it. I like weeding when it's warm out, or not when it's warm out, when it's wet out, because everything pulls out really easily. Oh, I did stick some extra potatoes at the end here. So those are there. The little monarch caterpillar, because I leave the milkweed for the butterflies. It's not quite as obnoxious as the sunflowers. I do want to take some sunflower seeds and just go like spread them back, behind the chicken coop and stuff just for fun. But you do that and they won't come up at all. Of course, they'll only come up in my alleyway where I don't need them. And I do need to pick these out before they end up like this situation and this situation, which I have not yet got around to taking down from last year. But that's where we're at late June. It's been nice not having to water, but I think the fields could use a little sun, a little less rain, a little more sun. But we got a lot of green, that's for sure. There's a lot of places around here that are flooding because of all this rain. So we've got it pretty lucky around here. So I hope everybody's garden is getting going.